The naughty child deliberately scratched the little girl's eye with a fork. Blood began to flow down her face. Her world instantly became blurry. When she was taken to the hospital for treatment, the naughty child didn't stop. He held a bowl of hot porridge and poured it directly onto her face. This time, the girl completely lost her sight. However, when her father found out, instead of comforting his daughter, he took the naughty child out for a big meal. It turned out that the naughty child was his elder brother's son. The elder brother had passed away in an accident, and the father had raised his nephew as his own son. One day, the father brought his daughter a piece of cake, but the naughty child snatched it away. The grandmother always favored her younger grandson. The man doted on his nephew. He ordered his daughter to give the cake to her brother, and told her that next time, they could have hamburgers, but the girl still wanted to eat the cake. She decided to ask her brother for some. Unexpectedly, the naughty child threw the fork at her eye. The girl was quickly sent to the hospital. The mother, furious, slapped the naughty child without hesitation. However, this slap didn't make him feel guilty. Instead, it filled him with hatred. Fortunately, the girl's eyeball was undamaged. The doctor informed the family that they must avoid getting her eyes wet, or she would be permanently blind. The parents quickly agreed to the doctor's request, but the naughty child overheard this, and an evil thought immediately came to his mind. He suggested feeding the girl some porridge. Then he poured the boiling porridge onto her face. The girl suffered intensely. Her eyes were ruined by the water, and she was completely blind. The grandmother pretended to be concerned and walked over. When the mother saw this, she became uncontrollably angry and pushed the grandmother aside. This scene happened to be seen by her husband. The mother pretended to faint, and the man hurriedly took her to the emergency room. Before leaving, he shot his wife a harsh glare. After some tests, the mother was fine. The woman called her husband to tell him their daughter wanted to see him, but the man scolded his wife for pushing his mother and making her sick. However, when he was about to visit his daughter, his nephew began to act pitiful, saying he was scared to be alone with the grandmother. In the end, the man decided to stay, claiming that their daughter had her mother to take care of her. A week later, the woman returned home to get some documents to prepare for her daughter's discharge, but found her husband and nephew playing together. Disappointed, she warned her husband again and asked him to come pick up their daughter the next day. The man agreed wholeheartedly, but the next morning, the mother and son were waiting in the lobby early, only to receive the news that the mother had run away from home. Then, the man saw a location from his nephew, saying that heavy rain had stranded them halfway. The man once again broke his promise and went to pick up his mother and nephew. Meanwhile, he had no idea that at this moment, his wife and daughter were facing a life and death crisis. On the day of the girl's discharge, her father did not show up as promised. What she received instead was a mentally unstable patient.